Condolences to the family of Honorable Kiaraho, who was my personal friend and who was also my colleague at the Jubilee Party. And even now, I'll have to leave very early before the show ends because I have to go the way to Olkalou. And I'm not going to Olkalou because I am a politician. I am going as a friend of a family. I'm going as a personal friend to Honorable Kiaraho. And it's very sad when we politicians forget that when somebody dies, whether you're a politician, when somebody was a politician, we assume maybe we want to take advantage and maybe we have a free crowd to come and address and do our political dance there. But we forget that this is a father, and so there are children who have lost their father. This is a husband to somebody, there's a wife who have lost their husband. He's a brother and also he's a grandfather to people. And I saw Honorable Kiaraho's children and they have very young children. So as we want to dramatize and we want to have political mileage, it is important to know that there are children who will be looking at us, who will never forget how we treated a solemn function or a farewell function for their loved one. Remember, Honorable Kiaraho has been elected in Olkalou 3 times. 3. He was serving his 3rd term. And also, he's among very few members of Mount Kenya region who won with the Jubilee ticket. In Nyandarua, it was him and Honorable Kwenya who won with the Jubilee ticket, where everybody else went for UDA. So he's a unique character. And I'll also want to say that Olkalou people are also very unique. It is sad. Well, I will not support anybody's sentiment talking about maybe the by-election or anything, but Honorable Kindiki spoke when he was in Tharaka Nithi. But we saw the former deputy president chest thumping at the compound of Honorable Kiaraho's home, where his family were not present. I don't know what he went to do, and he went with a multitude of people, and the family were not there. Where did our respect go? Why do we have to antagonize the family? I lost my mother around almost 10 years ago, and I really got support of my colleagues. But when the day of the funeral came, I allowed, and I told my colleagues, I am 9th born, I'm the last born in our family, I'm the only politician. The rest of my members are not politicians. And I think it's apart from the governor and the president who spoke and the deputy president, because then, who is the current president, they had come, we did not have politicians speak. And I really respectfully asked my colleagues, because we had gone through a very tough time. My dad was in the ICU for 3 months. My mother, we had no barrier for 3 months, which was very heavy for us. And so I would plead with all the politicians, whichever divide you come from. This is not a time to showcase the political muscle. This is not the time to mobilize people who are not even from Olkalou to come there and start cheering whoever stands, or to start jeering or shutting out anyone who is not there. It is unfortunate. I would plead that we give Honorable Kiaraho the respect he deserves. Don't come demand to speak. Why would you?
I've seen the program from State House, and it does not include the former deputy president. Do you think that should be the way?
Why should he be included? Is he a family member? And number 2, I'll also say, even personally, when I attend a funeral, and I think we were with Honorable Kakuya at Honorable Jamlik's mother's funeral, they tried to push saying 1 term, 2 term, and I told them there's time for everything. I had gone there to mourn a mother of a friend. Honorable Jamlik Kamau had worked with him for a long time, but unfortunately other people took in the position to shout me down and to start talking about which political side they support. It is very unfortunate. You cannot demand to speak. And then let me also say something, because I have a history with Honorable Kiaraho. When Jubilee when we lost with Azimio and we started being mistreated, Honorable Kiaraho was the chair by that time of Mount Kenya MPs. He's the one who led us to go to Honorable Rigathi Gachagua's office as a chair. Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, he's the one who led us to go to State House to meet the president. Then immediately after, whatever happened, and there was a fallout. So Honorable Kiaraho has been on our side and has been on the side of the president and supporting the government. So he has been called name, he has been called a traitor, he has been called like a Konia. And the former deputy president has been on the platform saying anybody who supports the president should not be re-elected. So do I become important now that I am dead and you want to take advantage of a funeral? I think if anyone is to attend, including myself, including even the president, let us give their family the respect they deserve.
Right.
We don't have to go there compete. If I'm not given a chance, you can't say, this is where I come from here, I must speak. It is not your brother's, it is not your friend's funeral. This is a person who the family can actually say, we would want to have our privacy. The family can give tributes, and it ends there.
Okay.
So let us respect Honorable Kiaraho, and I feel very sad.
And I'm sure his deputy might get the opportunity to speak. This is the second time that these three gentlemen are meeting in one event, the other one being Embu. We saw the kind of drama and chaos that happened in Embu. Do you anticipate something like that? And do you think that leaving the former deputy president out of the program